Hey, what's up guys, Random Porpoise here, and today we're back with the third episode of my new Planet Coaster series. So this episode will be building a vekoma multi-launch, well, starting. There's a lot more footage in this episode than the previous, and also a little more than my first roller coaster here, the air launch. That one, I made the mistake of just squeezing it all into one episode, and so a lot of the footage was sped up way too fast. This one I've decided I'll just split it up into multiple episodes, but the second one I'm gonna edit and like record and stuff right after this. I have two like episodes I think like worthy finished, at least all the footage of it, and I'm still not done with the coaster. So there will be a third episode, maybe a fourth, although I doubt there will be a fourth. But yeah, so what I did, so basically there's no in-game vekoma multi-launch. They do have the motorbike launches, which actually have a track more accurate to the vekoma normal, the real life like multi-launches, like this is like Abyssus at Energylandia. That's my like main inspiration for this. But I don't know. It looks more accurate, but there's something about that track I just don't like, you know. So I used the Pioneer, which is the second most accurate type of track, and it's also like a lot of people, like when they're making the Bermuda Blitz like let coaster where it has a lift hill, they use this because in game this has a lift hill. And I only got LSMs on here because of mods, which I think are really sick. You should definitely, like, if you care about making realistic roller coasters, I think mods are like not essential, but they're very helpful, especially for like launches and stuff and smoothness. Some other mods I discovered recently are the smoothing mod, which basically, instead of the smooth height and banking options, there's smooth forward and backward, which basically, so when I'm doing the 4-meter method, instead of having to click 4 pieces and drag and click again, smooth again, and then drag it up again, I basically just select 4 pieces and then spam smooth forward until I get to the end of the section I want smooth, and then spam smooth backward until I get to the previous section. And it is so much quicker. Like, I was bored yesterday, like after stream, and I took an old, not really old, a fairly recent B&M stand-up coaster layout that I made that I had never smoothed, but I made it entirely with 4-meter pieces. And I completely smoothed the whole thing in like 10 minutes, when it usually takes hours, so that is extremely helpful. And I also got another one that it removes the camera prediction of the cars, which, if you don't know, one of the most annoying things about this game is that when you're riding your roller coasters, the camera kind of like, it predicts the next track piece, and so it's really annoying, and it makes it less smooth than it needs to be, and like it makes it feel less smooth. And so now I can actually ride seat view without my brain feeling like it's gonna explode, which is sick. If I remember, I will link those in the description below. The mods, if I remember. And yeah, I might forget. Sorry if I forget. So yeah, also sorry I haven't uploaded in a bit. I went to the beach for a week, so I forgot to tell you all that, and so yeah, that's why it's been a large space in between episodes. And hopefully they'll be a little more consistent soon, because but they won't be as consistent as I would like to, because school starts on Wednesday, so that's unfortunate for me. I'm not mentally prepared to go back to school at all. But yeah, the original theme for this was supposed to be kind of like steampunky, like, you know, and that kind sort of thing, and like gold and black. And so that's what I did, and I think the colors looked really sick, but eventually when I got to building the station, I just couldn't get it to look good for what I was trying to do. So I kind of changed theme to make it more of like, it was still already themed to like planes and stuff, like, but this one was like steampunk planes, and I changed it to more of like a World War I plane thing. So now it's basically Stunt Pilot, but if it was a vekoma double launch. Like, I'm not joking, the colors are identical. The theme is very, very, very similar. I'm not sure the exact theme for Stunt Pilot, which, if you don't know, it's a RMC Raptor in Silverwood that opened up this year. Looks really sick. And there's also a lot of elements that are kind of RMC-ish, like that off-axis airtime hill, the wave turn single dive thingy. So yeah. It's basically Stunt Pilot if vekoma made it. But right now in the footage, it's still black and gold, and I don't end up changing the colors and stuff until next episode. Well, I mean, until the next. Well, you know what I mean. But like, I don't change them. You won't see it in this episode if you are here for the color change. So yeah, but like, I did like start building the station, and I ended up redoing basically the whole station. So I cut out the part where I built the station that I had here. Just because A, it looks really ugly, and B, it's like I never used it, and took a long time to build and like figure out, and I just couldn't get it to look right. So I kind of started looking into other themes that were similar, because I wanted something to be like, I wanted it to be a bit more unique, I guess. Because like, besides Sun Pilot, where do you see a roller coaster theme to like World War I airplanes? You know, exactly. There's probably like 10 in New Jersey alone that I'm just too dumb to remember. Like, I mean, the airplanes are kind of a common theme, like, but that a lot of them are more modern, like military airplanes. I wanted to go for like older, like once airplanes started to kind of be popular with like combat and stuff. And I think I did a good job. Well, I'm proud of it. And the entrance sign, I also not in this episode, but I am so proud of the entrance sign for this. I'm not gonna spoil anything for it, but I'm just gonna say, I'd say it's unless you count the actual flamethrower I built on top of like the entrance building for flamethrower, I think this is like my best entrance ever. At least the best entrance like sign, you know. So that's pretty cool. Still smoothing. Wow. Yeah, 4 meter smoothing like takes an insanely long time. Normally without the mod, and so I'm really happy I found that mod. Yeah, I am out of ideas. It's hard to talk for like 20 minutes straight. What should I talk about? Oh yeah, the corkscrews. Alright, this is good. Corkscrews. I love a good whippy corkscrew. Batman the Ride and Green Lantern at Six Flags Great Adventure both have really good corkscrews in my opinion. I love the corkscrews on it. Same with Talon. Talon's is also pretty good, but I haven't ridden Talon in like ages, so I don't really remember. But I remember really liking Talon's corkscrew at Dorney Park. But so I have 2 corkscrews on this ride, both of which are very whippy. Well, I mean, originally they're not as whippy now that they're all smooth, but they're still cool. And they're custom built, so that's pretty nice. And this actually has a lot of inversions. There's the 2 corkscrews, an Immelman, and a Heartline roll. There's already 4. And at the end, there's 3 more. Oh my god, 7 inversions on a non-inversion focused coaster. That's actually interesting. But at the end, I kind of changed it up a bit, because I wanted to kind of make the end a bit more emerald, to kind of end it with a bang. And instead of just having a few twists and turns and off-axis airtime hills like the rest of the coaster, I changed this unique, like, weird Heartline roll thing, where it goes into a Heartline roll, then kind of a weird cutback stall thingy. It's like half a Heartline roll, but it's more like a stall where it comes back. And then a Heartline roll in the other direction. So it's like you start spinning in one direction for 1.5 rolls, and then you stop and start spinning in the other direction for 1.5 rolls. So that is pretty cool. And I didn't cut this out. Yeah, basically on stream, I was just showcasing some dude's thing he made. And who cares? You guys get to see it in very 20 times speed. But yeah, just smoothing that out. And what I didn't smooth at the cutback thingy, because I didn't want it to kind of go from being the smoothing to make it go from being fully inverted to like half inverted, or only like 90 degrees, you know? Because that does that sometimes, especially when your maneuvers are more tight. And I don't know why I didn't use 2 meter pieces there. That would have been way smarter for like the whole Heartline roll area. I guess I was just lazy. But yeah, I did end up kind of redoing it. And by that I mean I just smoothed the whole thing at once, and it looks so much better now. Because when I originally smoothed it, fuck. What was I gonna say? Yeah, there's a really annoying jolt right on the cutback thingy, so that was annoying. Yeah, and this Heartline roll here, I just wanted to have a little pop of airtime out of it. It looks really weird, but it rides cool, and I feel like it'd be really fun in real life, like if this were a real roller coaster. So yeah, those two corkscrews there look really nice, I think. I'm really happy with how the layout came out. I think it really kind of like powers through it. I really think that the pacing, I'm proud of how I kind of got the pacing really good, and it feels really realistic with like the smoothness and stuff. So yeah, and I don't think I have a good POV recorded, of just this version. I'll try to find one. I probably have one somewhere. Um, but if not, I'll just show a POV next episode because I don't want to spoil all the extra changes I did. So yeah, um, I'll probably talk over it because there isn't any sound for it if I did record a POV. Oh, okay. I'm just kind of standing there, I guess. Alright. Alright, next part. Making the queue line. This is a very annoying process for this ride because I wanted it to have it, like, kind of go around where the coaster is, like, under the coaster, but I couldn't do that because a lot of it's too low to the ground, and the parts where it isn't, it's, like, paths, so that's annoying. So I ended up just making it go around the coaster for a bit and then come back, which was still really annoying because it's, like, I want it to be realistic, so I didn't want to make just, like, a really tall bridge over the path and stuff, you know? So I made some of it elevated, which I'm working on currently making the structure for that. I haven't finished the queue yet. I mean, I finished making the paths, but I haven't finished, like, the structuring of the queue and stuff. So yeah. Making this was very annoying, trying to figure out everything and, like, making it long enough. And I didn't really want to use any areas of switchbacks because, like, I personally do not like waiting in switchbacks at theme parks in real life. It's just, I feel like it's so much more interesting if I'm waiting. I find waiting is a lot less boring if I'm just kind of we're on, like, it's our own little path and, like, there's, like, a lot of scenery around you. So, like, even if it's just a couple trees, or even if there's not really any scenery, but we're right, like, up close next to the coaster, I really like that. It's just, I can't stand waiting in switchbacks, so El Toro's queue, like, is a huge victim of that. It's literally just two giant areas of switchbacks, but it is forgiven because it is right next to the double camelbacks of the ride and the kind of the first drop, not really. So you do get to, like, watch it go over one of the best elements ever created, so that's nice. And I will always wait for El Toro no matter what, even if it's like a 2.5 hour wait, I'll always wait for it. I mean, maybe if it's like a 7 hour wait, I don't know if I'll do that. I'll just be marathoning Nitro and Ka, and maybe Jersey Devil. But I still think it's anything under 4 hours. I'd probably wait for El Toro. I don't know because my friends might not want to. But if I were able to get my friends to, I would totally do it because I love El Toro. But yeah, it's usually not more than like 2 hours because most of the time, like, at least with El Toro, once it gets to, like, the end of the whole queue area, no one really waits on it. They're too scared. They're going to waste their time because, oh, it's a wooden coaster. So I've never seen El Toro's queue kind of be extending out of the area. I've seen it come close, and that was about a 2 hour wait, which was my best ever ride on El Toro, actually. It was a night ride in Fright Fest a few years ago in the very back row. Fucking insane, dude. I haven't gotten a night ride on anything in a long time, dude. I really want to get night rides, but this year none of the parks were open that late, so that's unfortunate. So yeah, this little plane here that I'm building here was originally, like, I actually didn't delete this, even though, like, fits basically only with the original theme I was going for, but I recolored it and I actually thought it fit the theme nicely. So yeah, this one here in building. So this stays. This here is here for good, unless I delete it in the future, which I doubt I will, because this took me ages to build, and I don't think it's bad. So yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, night rides. So yeah, that is annoying. The closest thing I've gotten to a night ride recently was an evening ride on Sky Rush, I think. And that was, like, barely evening, so yeah. The last few times I went to Great Adventure, we didn't stay until, like, closing. First time was my friend was just tired for some reason. Like, how do you get tired? We weren't even there for that long. And the lines were super long, so we didn't really do that much, which is sad. And the second time, there was no one there, and it was, like, it was so hot, so by like 4 or 5, we were pretty tired. I mean, I wasn't, but I mean, I'd already done everything I'd wanted to do like multiple times, so I was fine with leaving early for the people I was with who were tired. So yeah, I really wanted to get night rides that time too, and I thought it would be a lot more crowded. I mean, not a lot more, but I thought it would be more crowded than it was. Like, the only things that I actually remember having to wait for was King Ka for, like, 20 minutes and Green Lantern, which was, like, 45 minutes. But it looked like it was only going to be, like, 20 minutes, and the app said it was 15 minutes, so that was stupid. But I'm glad I got on again, because it's been, like, years since I've been on Green Lantern, because it always has an insanely long line, and I never remembered it being that good. But holy shit, it is so intense. Like, it's actually really fun, and it's not even that rough. Like, it's definitely very intense on the legs, like... If you have weak legs, then maybe not do Green Lantern. I mean, I'd still do it. But, like, if you're not really into very high G-forces, and maybe don't. I still think Batman, though. Batman was actually, honestly, my legs felt really weird after getting off Batman. Because that's also something I hadn't done in a while for similar reasons of Green Lantern. It's always crowded. And it's just not... been in my priority. It's not really been like up there with the ones I always want to do every time, which is El Toro, Nitro, Bizarro, King Ka, and Jersey Devil. So yeah. Yeah, so those are two things that, and Batman is also way more intense than I remembered. It is so good. And I think it's my number 5 at the park now. It used to be like number 8. But I'd say my order is it's El Toro's number 1 at Great Adventure. Then Jersey Devil, then either King Ka or Nitro. I'm still not sure which one I like better. I have them both placed at 9 and 10 in my overall rankings. Then after that is Batman, then probably Green Lantern, then Bizarro, and then Superman, I guess. And Superman's still really good. I haven't ridden Superman in the longest out of any of the rides at Great Adventure, except like the kiddie coasters and maybe Runaway Mine Train. I don't know. Yeah, Runaway Mine Train definitely. I have not ridden in so long. Oh my god, I need to get back on that. But yeah. So my opinion's definitely changed a lot about the coasters at Great Adventure, my last trip. But yeah, Bizarro like used to be my number 3 in the park. Then I realized I liked King Ka better, and that got pushed to number 4. And then Jersey Devil came, and that pushed it to number 5. And then this past trip, it got pushed to number 7. So yeah, within one season, wow, within one season it got pushed back a lot. From number 3 to number 7, within 2 visits. 2 visits. Oh my god, dude. 2 visits to Great Adventure, and it got pushed from number 3 to number 7. And, oh shit, that's the end of the commentary. I didn't even realize. Alright, I'll just add a POV in here, if I can find one. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to. So yeah, bye guys.